Morning everybody, it's Mick from Bushcraft, and today I'm going to do an update on the grab bag series. I've not done one for a while because I've been slowly working around with different pieces of aspects of the bag to try and get it how I want it. I've been going out and using it, and I've been deciding don't really need that, could do with one of these, and I've just made a few alterations, and the bag is getting pretty close now to how I want it. But what I wanted to start with just showing you is this is the grab bag, as you know, 10 litre grab bag. But today I've come out just to do a few other videos, so I've had to bring a bit more kit. But I just wanted to show the versatility of the grab bag in conjunction with the ex-army utility pouches. They're a great piece of kit, these. They hold quite a lot of equipment. You've got your strap on the back, which just comes off, velcro and 2 snap studs, and I can just pass the belt of my grab bag through there to give me more kit. And I could have one of them, I've got 2 of these, I could have one of them on either side depending on how much kit I've got. It just saves me having to bring out the bigger rucksack, which is what I didn't want to do today. I just wanted to keep it small and simple. So that was that side. So I just wanted to quickly show you that. So I'll just move that aside. Now the changes I've made, I've got a few other bits and pieces in here that aren't part of the grab bag. And the biscuits, and the cloth. But as always, I've got my poncho, which is my shelter, and I can also use it as like over the top, as using it as a poncho, as a waterproof. I've got bungee cords attached to the corners, and I've got some little carabiners there and a couple of prusset loops just all fastened up, and that just allows me to put up a tarp if it starts to rain. Just a quick, small, easy tarp. All the elastics, all the cords are already attached, and they've got little clips on, so I can just quickly throw it up just to get a bit of shelter protection. So that's always going to be in the grab bag. What I've also brought out today is my pocket hammock with a couple of carabiners, obviously. I need to get some more carabiners to keep in this kit permanently. I've only got 2 at the moment, I need to buy some more. And I've got some paracord sort of tree hugger slings in there as well. And as you can see, that's quite small. I've not packed that down really well, I've got that in a dry bag. But that fits in here quite well. And I've had other things in here and not had much space left. There was no way I could have got that in. But I've taken a few things out that I thought I don't need that. But this, I'm beginning to find that the pocket hammock is a very handy thing to have for, well, as you've seen on all the videos, setting up and just using as a chair. So that's something I'm starting to use a lot more often, and I think I'm going to start keeping that in the grab bag, so I may have to buy another one of those. So that's in there. I wanted some kind of knife, so I've just got a really cheap, it's like an open L copy knife there. It's just a really cheap one, that, but it does the job. I've just made a sheath out of duct tape, so that's in there. I've got the first aid kit, as always. Now, so I've got my shelter, I've got my chair, I've got my first aid kit, I've got a knife should I need it. The other thing was the cook set. That was the aspect I was having problems with, the cook set. I wanted something that was small, that I could take with me, always keep it in there, and if I ever needed to brew up, I could do. So this is what I've come up with. I've just got my little spoon there. There's an elastic strap inside the bag. This just slots in and the spoon just slots down the side. That is my cook set. Nice and small and compact. Just fits in there, out of the way, and I'll go into that in more detail. So I've got my cook set. What I would generally have is a small bottle of water in there, which I would have for brewing up. But today I brought the extra utility pouch, and I've got a litre bottle of water in there for other things. So I didn't need to bring the bottle in here today, but that's what I would normally have. I would normally have a small bottle of water in here, enough to make a brew, and a bit of water for a drink after as well. So that's the cook set. I do need something for in the bag to use on the cook set, and I'm thinking the pattern 44 stainless steel cup, because it's smaller than the BCB Crusader. It would fit in there nicely, and that could potentially fit inside the cup, which would not take up much room. And I've got something to cook on there as well and brew up, because at the moment in here I haven't, but again I've brought my BCB along today. I've got a few other bits and pieces in here. I've got some bungee cords, we've got another little pocket in here. It's just a zip pocket, and in there I've got a carabiner torch. I've got a refuse sack just wrapped round with a ranger band for sitting on should I need it, or for anything else. I've got a small multi-tool, has a torch on there as well, so a little multi-tool, that's always handy to have. And that's it. Yeah, that's it in there. Oh no, and I've also got my little magnifying glass, which I use for looking at fungi. So this bag is for when I'm going out just for an hour or so, just wandering around, and I can use that for identifying the fungi and also starting fires. So that is the latest setup for my grab bag. Like I say, there's a few additions to be added, like the cup, which I need to sort out, but that's where we're at the moment. So what we'll do now is we'll have a look at the little cook set and see how that performs. Right, so this is my new grab bag cook set, which is very, very small. You can see there, fits in the palm of my hand, relatively small. I've got a little lanyard on there that I've made using cobra stitch, another little skill I've learned recently. And in here we have a little bottle of mess in there, little bottle of mess. We've got some hot chocolate, fire steel, we've got a very small pop can stove made out of one of the well-known energy drink cans. As you can see there, it's relatively a lot smaller than the usual pop can stove that I produce. It's about half the size, so it just takes enough, hopefully, to brew up a good size Crusader cup of water. And then I've got this, which is an old tuna tin, which I've just drilled some holes in, not all the way around, so that I can turn it in or out of the wind, and that basically sits in there. Put the mess in there and light it, and that's just a little shield to protect it, and then the cup sits on top. And I have tested it and it seems to work quite well, but I'm going to test it out in the field to see how it performs. Now what I've also got in there is, I think you've seen this before, I've now incorporated it into this kit, is a little windshield, and that is an old windshield out of a very old Primus camping stove, so that can go round there if need be. So that's the parts of the kit. It's nice and small, and hopefully that's going to be enough to make me a brew when I'm out and about. So what we'll do is we'll get some mess in there, get it primed, and we'll see how we go and do a little boil test. Right, there's the stove set up. I have put the windshield up because there is a little bit of breeze coming in from this way. So I just found this little bottle, some shampoo that my wife had. I don't know about you, but since I've been getting involved with bushcraft, no matter where I go and I'm walking around shops or work or home, anywhere, I'm always constantly looking out for things I can use for making little kits up. Right, I'm going to pour quite a bit in there today. But I'm going to fill that. So that little pop can stove is filled just to the brim. So that's going to be my reference for how this performs. Just going to move that out of the way a minute. Got the fire steel. Okay, lid. Yep. Right, I'm just going to let that bloom, and then we'll get the cup on. Right, that seems okay. We've got quite a bit of breeze now, so hopefully that's not going to affect it anyway. We're going to use half a litre of water to carry out the test. Okay. So that's half a litre. Foxy's lid, and I'm just going to stick that on there like that. I'm not so sure that's gone out. Gone out. I must admit, the last time I tried this I was using the pattern 44, which is a smaller size cup. So I'm wondering if this cup is just smothering it a bit too much. We'll try again. Right, I'm just going to leave that a minute and I'll come back to you. Right, we're back on now. I just gave it a bit longer to bloom. Now the difference in this tuna can that I had with my prototype is I haven't drilled the holes as big around the sides, so I don't know whether that's having some kind of effect on it as well. But that's gone out again. I'm just wondering if I've not drilled them holes big enough in the side this time, because that's not quite working. So I'll have to have a little rethink there, I think. Right, I've just had to change things around a bit. Improvise, adapt and overcome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this round it, put the shield round it, and then put the cup on top of that. Albeit a bit precarious. For the time being, as long as it's enough to get me a brew, I can play around with that back at home. Yep, that's still going. Right, we'll see how that goes, and we'll come back to you. Right, that's been going for about 5 minutes and it's just gone out. I did have a few false starts, so I did probably use a bit more at the beginning, but that's 5 minutes. And the water's warm, but it's not really ample for a brew, I don't think. So, I mean, the last time I tried this at home I did use the pattern 44, which is a smaller cup, and it wasn't covering as much as the stove, and it just worked with the stove inside the tuna tin, and it worked quite well. So maybe I might have to go back to that. That's something I need to play around with. So what I think I'll do now is I'll just set up the Trangia triangle and get myself a proper brew on. Okay, lesson learned, and back to the drawing board. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.